the need to be coming up with events isn't something we do, but we kind of pick our shots a little bit more now. We'd rather do something not just to like fill space on a calendar because one, we don't have the time or energy for it. Two, I don't think people need us to do that. Like the idea of a store as a third space is a big deal, but we're not required to constantly be coming up with ways to occupy our customers. I don't think people are asking us to do that anymore.
In the Midwest, you know the best is there waiting, so come and join the conversation. Eisner approved, fan and artist and creator too. This is how the challengers do. What? Keep the conversation moving along. Keep reading comics, keep your local store strong. If it's hard, then it's a job for the challengers. What? Comics and conversation, y'all.
From Challengers Comics and Conversation in Chicago, this is Contest of Challengers, a comics industry business podcast with
Patrick Brower.
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 Patrick Brower and W. Dal Bush.
W. Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal.
Dal. Dal.
Dal.
W. Dal Bush.
As we sit here, my hair and facial hair is in the aftermath of being in an evil Uno mask for the early part of the day.
You can't tell.
Well, I tried to fluff it back up and get rid of the beard crease.
Sure.
Normally I have a secondary mask that goes under the evil Uno mask to keep the beard hidden.
Okay.
But I just didn't have time this morning to go looking for it. So I had enough of the beard sticking out. And weirdly, everybody at PT knew that it was me when I walked in.
Weird.
I know, right? I was embodying an entirely different, not even American, human being.
Canadian.
And then when Joseph said, hey, I like it. This is all, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. What costume?
Oh, I know.
What costume?
It's because I'm wearing long pants and you only ever see me in workout shorts.
Probably don't recognize me because of the red arm.
That's exactly right. I can't tell what you were dressed as.
Somebody who does not celebrate Halloween as a
religion
concept. I mean, I acknowledge it. I don't celebrate it.
Oh, okay. Did you ever?
Yeah, I mean, as a child.
Did you ever have any superhero costumes?
I don't think so. I was unfortunate enough to grow up at a time where superhero costumes were not that common. I'm sure there was like a Superman or a Spider-Man I probably could have gotten as a kid, but I didn't really get into superheroes until like I was, 8 or 9 or 10. That was when I was more into them. And
prime dress-up years.
You'd think, but I don't recall there being much in the way of superhero costumes.
What memorable child costumes did you have? The answer could be none if you don't remember.
I think I went as a Dracula one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a great family photo of us all dressed up as the Impossibles, which was a cartoon series back in the 60s, 70s, early 70s. Yeah. Actually, we weren't all. I think Karen was Cleopatra. George was the stretchy, like coiled spring guy from the Impossibles.
Okay.
I think Susan was a bride, and I don't remember. Oh, I was a devil. So it wasn't all of us. It was just George. Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Nonetheless, George had an Impossibles costume.
As a family, you went as people dressed up for Halloween.
That's right.
Okay.
One of my most favorite Halloween costumes was Boo Berry, that I had to save box tops and send away for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hardly work at all.
Well, I think I was in...
I have to eat all this cereal? Well, if I have to.
I think I was in third grade at the time, because I remember having the elementary school Halloween assembly.
Okay.
And they would call out, like, all the Draculas go into the middle of the gym.
Sure.
And I never went in because they never asked for Boo Berries.
No. What if they would have said ghosts?
They did say ghosts. I didn't go in.
You don't think Boo Berry was a ghost?
I think trying to classify Boo Berry as any specific thing is doing him a disservice.
How about Cereal Mascot?
I would have gone in for that.
Yeah.
Also, it's even though Fruit Brute was in the rainbow overalls, pretty sure Boo Berry is the gay one.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
I admit I don't know that much about the cereal mascots.
actually, I think they're all gay,
Okay.
except for Carmela Creeper is clearly bi.
Okay. Clearly, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you got a mummy
What
who's dressed.
cereal was that? What is Carmela Creeper?
It's literally called Carmela Creeper.
The cereal is called that?
Well, the cereal is all called after the name of the character.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
So
true.
it's Count Chocolate, Frankenberry,
Oh, okay.
Boo Berry,
Oh.
Fruit Brute, Fruity Yummy Mummy, Carmela Creeper,
What is that cereal then? What is the?
Caramel Apple.
Oh,
It's awful.
yeah. I assume this is not produced anymore. This is probably not something you can get on a regular basis, is it?
She's only like 3 years old.
Oh, really? It's a new cereal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just assumed it was like a
the-
discontinued
It's
old
the
cereal.
first new monster in decades.
Oh, okay.
So
Caramel apple.
yeah.
I guess every other flavor was taken.
All right. This is way off track. But
I don't know. I'm actually really intrigued.
Yeah. So here
I don't
we go.
know anything about
So
this.
so here we go. We got a Dracula,
Count Chocula,
a Frankenstein monster,
Frankenberry.
a ghost,
Well, Blueberry, maybe not a ghost.
a werewolf,
Fruit Brute,
a mummy.
Yummy Mummy.
What is Carmela Creeper?
Oh, is she like a bog witch or something?
Nope.
Is she like some sort of lizard person?
Nope.
Spider Lady?
No. Literally a Marvel character named after her type.
Oh, is she like a cat lady?
No.
Like a tiger?
No. Think of a Marvel horror magazine more than anything. Also, not one of the universal monster tropes.
Okay. Creeper. Like a pervert?
Okay, so if you are a vampire,
Uh-huh.
are you alive?
Oh, is she like a zombie?
She's a zombie.
Oh. Okay.
But I have two more questions for you about Carmela Creeper.
Please.
What is her occupation? And what is her connection to the group?
Do the other monsters have occupations?
Well, one's a count.
that's not an occupation. It's just an identity. Like, I mean, maybe he does a lot of philanthropic work. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess royals frequently do. Yeah, I don't really know that much. I just assumed it was like a title, like a duke or something, where it's like you don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
You're
that's
just
fair.
Like a baron.
You're just rich. You
Yeah,
get
you're
money
not
anyway.
responsible for anything. You're not in charge. What is her occupation?
Yes.
Well, if she's dead, so she shouldn't have a job, right? Unemployed?
Incorrect.
What is her job?
You're gonna not guess?
Uh,
I'm not giving you anything to go on. I know that.
Soccer player.
No.
CEO?
Did you want to Google a picture of her?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't think that's going to give the game away.
I mean,
Sometimes
it'll-
you
it'll-
Google things like,
it-
hey, how did this former person do for this football team? And then it's like, here's the score for that football team today,
Yeah.
right now, for the game you're watching.
There will be an accoutrement that she wears that may give it away, or maybe not.
How many L's in Carmela?
Carmel. I don't know. Try two.
Okay, Carmela. Creeper cereal. Yeah, 2 L's. Oh, she's a DJ.
Oh, does it show her as a DJ?
Yeah, she's got like, headphones on and she's doing like a drop the beat
Okay.
sort of motion.
So I knew she'd have the headphones, but I didn't realize it would. Yeah, she's a DJ.
Okay.
Don't read up. Don't read.
I'm
anymore.
not. I'm just looking at the box.
Okay. She has a connection to the group.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she their like was she like a vlogger for them or something? Oh, is she like related to one of them?
Yes.
Oh, is she like the count's like niece or something?
No.
Is she related to Fruit Brute?
No.
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 Frankenberry?
Yes.
Is she Frankenberry's daughter?
No.
Is she the bride of Frankenberry?
No.
Okay. Is she the daughter and the bride of Frankenberry? They're monsters already. They're already like transgressing against human norms. I don't know. What is her connection to the
She
other
is
monsters?
Frankenberry's cousin.
Oh. I feel like she should be the niece though, because she's like a newer cereal, so she should be a lot younger than the other monster
Yeah,
cereals.
all of my cousins are younger than me.
Okay.
And maybe it's like second cousin twice removed. They didn't go into that much detail.
A scary good snack. Carmela Creeper zombie monster cereal. Carmela Creeper is spinning tasty tracks and her even tastier caramel apple cereal. Inspired by an iconic Halloween treat, Caramella Creeper artificially caramel apple flavored sweetened cereal, all capitalized. Features hauntingly delicious monster marshmallows to crank up excitement at family breakfast. There you go.
It's the worst monster cereal by all.
But
But you know what else it does that really
I want to see if it has any reviews. It doesn't. What am I
aggravates
on?
me?
I'm on eCrater. eCrater. What the hell is eCrater?
I have a couple of sets of Monster Cereal mascot things.
Okay.
They've not made any of her. There's no Carmela Creeple enamel pin.
She's only 3 years old, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they haven't even done all the Monster Cereal things, have they?
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, they haven't. Have they done like action figures for every single Monster Cereal or whatever?
No, but other things they've done full sets of.
Somebody at Etsy has a mug that has a picture of the Carmela Creeper box on it.
What did we talk about last night?
Etsy is not real. Did we talk about that?
What is the item?
Oh, it's a mug.
And
Yeah. But it's a cereal mug specifically.
oh, it's made to eat cereal.
Yeah,
out
they
of.
specify it's a cereal mug.
Oh,
and they have
okay.
a picture of like you having
I
cereal
see.
in it. It's not a coffee mug.
What I'd said to Dal was no matter how fun or cute or awesome of a mug you find for somebody, you can't give mugs as gifts anymore because everybody has enough mugs.
Yeah. But this is specifically a cereal mug, which I feel like anything could be a mug that you put cereal in because it's just a mug and it doesn't have
Yeah.
any rules as to
Sure.
what kind of vessel it needs to be.
We grew up with specific soup bowl mugs that had the word soup engraved on them all, and they were great.
Okay.
But anyway, enough about that because we've wasted 10 minutes and haven't talked about comic books at all.
Fine.
At all. So this was our little delving into the Halloween spirit
Mhm.
for the week, even though Halloween is long over
Long over.
by the time you're listening to this. But speaking of deadlines, this is the last opportunity we have on this podcast to pitch the Tiny Onion Corpse Tour starring James Tynion James Tiny Onion the Fourth, and guest starring Jenny Frison,
As a signing buddy.
that is happening on Friday, November 7th at Challengers. This is a ticketed event, and all of the premier or premium or whatever, what do we call it?
Premium.
Premium tickets have sold out. So your ticket now gets you in the signing line and hopefully the listening to the Q&A line without actually
Being in the room
seeing
for the
Q&A. Yeah, there was a whole, my understanding, there was a, I wasn't there for this, what was there, like a video walkthrough where you sent pictures into the Tiny Onion people so they could see the space
Both.
and decide where they wanted the Q&A to be.
Mhm.
So it is in Sidekicks, and it was their choice. So we are accommodating as many people as we can in there, but everybody else is in an outside signing line. And this is a ticketed event, meaning you have to purchase a ticket,
Mhm.
and you get 3 signatures from James and 3 signatures from Jenny for your ticket. No matter how many tickets you get, you just get 3 from each.
Yeah, the ticket is getting you into the event, not trips through the line. So if you buy multiple tickets, you better be bringing multiple people with you because that is not going to get you on your own more signings.
Yeah, and for the people that are trying to game the system, for example, the person who called Friday and really wanted to know why they couldn't just buy multiple tickets and get that many items signed,
Mhm.
and really wanted to push back on everything I said, it's infuriating because no matter what kind of event you have, whenever you post the rules, there's always somebody who's like, but I want more.
Mhm.
But what about me? I deserve something better.
Here's a fallacy about how stores operate. You're not owed an explanation for our store rules. We don't have to justify them to you. Participating in any store event or buying anything at any store is an opt-in thing. You can opt out whenever you want. If you're not happy with the rules, you're not happy with the way that we run our store, you don't have to come. It's fine. So the idea that like we need to explain to you why, for example, you can't physically buy every single ticket and exclude every other person from the event because you want to monopolize the creator's time. We don't have to explain to you why we're making that rule. Not how we have to do it.
And even when we try to, don't argue
Mhm.
and try to change our mind on it, especially when the signing limit may not have been determined by us. It may have been someone from Tiny Onion
Yeah.
who said, this is the signing amount.
Or I mean, just basically like we do not have to provide a justification. So when we say this is the rule, asking back, but why, isn't going to get us to change our mind. However, the reality of the situation is that we have, in any signing situation, a guest for a limited amount of time. And so if we feel like the event is going to have a higher attendance than the amount of time that we have that guest for, we may cap the line, and we may cap it before it even gets going, so we don't waste people's time. The last thing we want to do is have people turn up for an event and then find out that they waited in line for something that they can't participate in.
Yeah.
We would rather get ahead of that and say, okay, based on the amount of time that we have James and Jenny for, this is how many people we can get through the line. Like, even that, hopefully we don't have to keep them late, but this is the amount of people where we internally and they externally, they being Tiny Onion, have agreed that this is an amount of people that works for them for the event.
And if they're done signing everything before the 9:30 cutoff, there's no rule that says they have to stay at 9:30.
Right.
They can be done.
Yeah. And to look at it another way, the idea of someone saying, well, why can't I purchase more tickets for myself, thinking in their minds like, but you're getting the same amount of money because you're selling the same amount of tickets, so what's the difference? Well, one, we'd rather more people show up to the event so that they can purchase stuff from Tiny Onion's merch booth or shop at our store or help pay for an event that is costing us money. So one person coming in and buying tickets just to get autographs and stuff with no intention of buying stuff or buying an equivalent amount of merchandise that other ticket holders might have purchased, financially doesn't work for us. That makes the event not work for us. But beyond that, it's just a larger idea of we would like the most amount of people to be able to participate in this event.
Yeah.
Both for our ability to grow our business and reach out to more customers and hopefully get more people to experience our store, but also because the reason why we do these events is because we like the work and we want the creators to be able to experience that from people in the neighborhood. One person signing up and getting 150 things signed is not what we want. We'd rather 50 people getting 3 things each signed to make it feel like this was worth the guest time to come out.
Right.
And that shouldn't be something I have to explain to somebody. And I feel like when I'm asked why, it always feels like a disingenuous question. What you're asking for is, what is the loophole in your logic that I can get around? Because you know why. You know exactly why we're trying to limit things and why we're trying to accommodate more people. But what you're saying is, okay, but how do I still get what I want out of that at all costs? So no, I don't feel like I have to justify myself or explain why I'm doing something because it's kind of a bad faith question. No.
And I was getting angry on the phone call, and I can tell he was getting frustrated. And in my head, I'm like, already you're going to have a bad time at this event.
Don't come.
Like,
Don't come.
I can't. Just why do you have to have more?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Why can't you just be happy that it exists?
Exactly.
It's a comparison I always make between wrestling fans and comic fans. Because wrestling fans are like, oh my God, did you see that? Wasn't that great?
Mm-hmm. I always want to share.
But comic fans want to take yours away. It's like, no, well, I want your experience.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I had my own, I wanted yours as well.
Mm-hmm. But mine could be twice as good if you didn't have yours.
And that's a generalization. It's obviously not everybody, but I've seen it time and time again over the years.
It's not great.
And
I've seen retailers do it. It sucks, dude.
Yeah.
It sucks.
We want everybody to have equally a good time. That includes the creators, and you know what? That includes us as well.
Yeah.
So don't be dicks about it.
Please don't.
And out of 80 people that are coming to this, well, if we sell out tickets, which tickets are available now, don't forget to go to challengerscomics.com and you can click under. Is it more info? Is the
it's
tab?
under events.
What? But if you get to that,
I don't know. That's a good question.
There's no event bar across the top. You have to hit more info.
Yeah, I mean that's mostly just because if we had events as well, it would condense everything down and we wouldn't have a top bar, and that would sort of suck.
Well, that's okay. It's only like for the web browser people, not the phones.
Yeah, it's under info and then events.
Or if you go to any of our socials, it's the flyers posted there with the QR code.
Mm-hmm.
That'll take you right to Eventbrite. And you can see the tickets there. It is $7.18 for your ticket. That includes all the fees, the processing fees from Eventbrite.
I'm sorry, what did you say the amount was?
$7.18.
Yeah.
What I consider steep fees it's basically 50% fees.
Yeah, I mean, the city of Chicago could also be increasing it at some point based on massive budget shortfalls and the ability for the CTA to keep running. So we'll see if that goes up at some point.
Expect that. But anyway, we do know that
push back on it.
that the 90% of the people that are coming, 95 hopefully will have a great time.
I hope.
And again, including all the Tiny Onion people,
Sure.
including James, including Jenny.
And once again, while Tiny Onion will be selling a lot of tour exclusive merch, challengers will have no shortage of James Tynan work. We'll have plenty of copies of the recently released Exquisite Corpses Volume 1 collection. We'll have prior issues of Exquisite Corpses, including still the
First print of number one.
print of number 1, the James Stokoe cover. And then we've also got...
Which we're selling for what price now?
Cover price, Patrick.
Cover price.
And then we've also got a bunch of graphic novels for things like Deviant and Department of Truth and World Tree and
Wind.
Something is Killing the
And
Children. and
Blue State and Red State and the upcoming Green State, which is the Christmas Alien
I think it was
special.
Blue Book, actually.
Oh, right. Blue Book and Red Book. Sorry. And Green Book.
But anyway, lots of stuff. We'll have plenty of stuff and also tons of other comics and graphic novels in the store. So, yeah, grab a ticket for the signing line. Come out that night, say hi to James, say hi to Jenny, get some stuff signed.
It's now time to thank our Patreon supporters, including our annual patrons, Usi Arun Singh, Becca Hilburn and Joseph Coco, Bren Helt, Dal's mom Diane Bush, President of the Brian Garside Fan Club, Django Borin, Jose and Genevieve Villagomez, Josh Crowley of Westfield Comics, our bestest wrestling watching pal, Michael Lee, Michael Romanenko, Severio the Cat, our patrons who have created their own tier, Andrew, Drew Troy Aaliyah, Chris Burton, Claudine Neville, our other generous patrons from the Say My Name pledge level, Ben-Hur Benedict Calaguas, Manage Comics Own, Brian Garside, Christopher Haith of Crooked Dog Comics, Drew Triner and Ashley Edwards, Gareth from Monkey Rocks Comics, my brother George Brower, Heidi D, Holly Aitchison, Jacob Sorelli of Kamikaze, Mark Hammond of Oh Yeah Comics, Margie, Keith, Logan, and Malcolm Springham, Matt Armstrong, Mitchell Davies of All-Star Comics in Melbourne, Australia, Morgan Kaiju Perry, Nicholas Fenner, my longtime pal Robert Burns, Ron Payne, Sean Bowers, Tad Eggleston and Johnny Williams, Thomas Nagovin of Century Guild, Walt Grogan, Walt's Comic Shop from Berlin, Germany. And if you want to hear your name thanked on this very podcast once a month, head over to patreon.com/challengers and pledge at the $5 Say My Name level. And a big thank you to all our other patrons at the various other pledge levels. We frequently talk about the huge volume of basically bullshit spam emails and phone calls we get. There was a new, right before we sat down to record, there's an email that I don't know if you got as well, but I'd like you to check in your phone.
Okay.
Because I can't pull things up on my phone.
Sure, I get it.
It was from somebody at X. Our new account oh, you know what? It would only go to me because...
Yeah, I didn't get that. Sorry.
We get an email from somebody at X, and this is the first time I've actually called it X. I always just call it Twitter.
Sure.
But it's someone's name like Kendall Starr with 2 R's.
Okay.
Like Lila Starr.
Sure.
Hey, I'm your new account rep at X, and it is the perfect time to get back on the platform now with this very busy season coming up. I just need 15 minutes of your time to talk about scheduling campaigns and everything we can do for you. And I'm like, I never even knew we had an old a Twitter rep. And oh my God, the last thing in the world I want to do is have to talk to somebody from that company to talk to me about how to use it when they have basically buried our engagement. Like, I still put the new release posts there.
Sure.
But there's no engagement whatsoever.
Sure.
And it is, and I know it's because we don't pay, because now it is a for-profit company.
Pay-to-play platform.
We are not a blue checkmark verified place anymore. We used to be Twitter verified when it was legit and you had to earn it, but they took that away with the new ownership.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't want a sales call from Twitter,
No.
of all places.
No.
So you would think that one of the things you would want to do when you get stuff like this is unsubscribe or opt out.
Sure.
Like, what if you get a how many? Again, we talk about this often, but how many spam texts do you get in a day?
Oh God, so many. So some I get are just like your blanket, it's 2025 and someone's trying to scam you texts. I've gotten a few recently where I will get a notification. I don't know if I still have it.
Most of the ones I get are, "Hey, how's your day going?" Or, "Do you want to get Italian food tomorrow night?" Or, "Are we still on for tennis tomorrow?" Things of that nature.
Yeah, I mean, so the one I got recently was, "Oh, here's your login code for your Coinbase wallet."
Oh, I get Coinbase stuff a lot.
I started getting that recently, and I don't do anything with crypto, so I look at that and I'm like, "Oh, it's funny." But like, yeah, I mean, it's clearly if you didn't ask for this authorization code, you should call this number and protect your account. It's like, oh, you call that number, you give them login stuff, and now they have access to your account, and you've screwed yourself.
So I just deleted it all and reported it spam.
Yeah, same here.
But
Those
are the fake personal ones. There's a lot of business ones.
Yeah, I get a lot of funding offers.
So many funding offers.
And it's always the same, like, hey, we've got, $800K that we can finance by end of day. We don't even need a hard credit pull. And it's just like, so you're not identifying yourself. You're not identifying your business. I'd never contacted you. You're offering me, more money than the store will bring in a year. And you're telling me you don't need any like credit checks or anything. So all of this feels like a horrible way to do business, and no one I would ever trust to give my business information to or borrow money from.
Yeah, it's never like, hey, you need a quick $10,000. It's like, hey, do you want $300,000 of working capital?
Yeah.
$300,000 to $3.5 million?
Yeah, we can finance $2.5 million this quarter. You'll only have to pay back $3.5 million. And it's like, what is this? Like, even the percentage you're offering is predatory. Like, and again, no one was ever contacted for this. We didn't reach out to anyone. We're business. So we're just suddenly getting these messages about, hey, we see you need funding. Where did you see that? We never contacted you. We don't need funding. Leave us alone.
I'm on Credit Karma.
Uh-huh.
I have the Credit Karma app.
Sure.
And one of the things they always do is you go in and check your credit score off of the different credit bureaus.
Sure.
And it'll be like, hey, you're definitely easily approved for these credit cards from banks you've never heard
You have
of.
an excellent approval rate.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Excellent. Cool.
Or they're like, hey, here's your loan funding options. Or like, hey, do you want to finance your auto loan? No, I'm within 1 year of paying it off. Why would I ever do that?
Mm-hmm.
One time I'm like, what are you offering? Let's see what it was. And I'd be paying so much more.
Mm-hmm.
But less monthly payments.
Oh, cool.
So I love doing the like, hey, so, you can get this, I can't remember the numbers, but it was like, it's a $10,000 loan. And, you'd only be paying it, when you pay it back over 5 years, you're paying back like 14.5. Like that's almost a 50%.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of interest.
Ridiculous. Come on.
Uh-huh. No thanks. Hard pass.
But they couch it in. It's such a good business deal for you. A good example.
You have a great approval rate. I bet I do, because who in their right mind would take this deal?
But anyway, I started this topic to lead into a really great one.
I got a fun one today.
That Dal got a really fun one.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to use that image as although it's formatted in the wrong shape, but use it for the image header for this episode.
About 2:30 today, I got a text message. Ready for Q4? We can get you funded within 48 hours. Lock in your pre-approval now before rates change, and then a link. Reply stop to opt out. So, all right, stop, opt out. Most of these places don't even offer that. So I'm like, great, opt out.
All caps.
I don't, again, nothing in there says what your business is.
Right.
No one's identified themselves, even with like a bullshit, hey, this is Mike. Like, whatever. Like, it's literally just, we can get you funded within 48 hours. Like, what funding? What are you even talking about? So, no, stop, opt out. An hour and a half later, I get a text message back, And it's not the usual, like, you've been unsubscribed. If you want to resubscribe, type in subscribe. It is a pointing emoji and followed by 4 laugh-crying emojis. And then you think you're really unsubscribed? Try again. What is this? Who does what business does this? Are you taunting me?
They are taunting me. That is so bold.
Yeah, it's the most insane thing I've ever gotten in a reply from one of these things. Like, sometimes I want to reach out because it's like the offer is so insulting or vague or like ridiculous that I kind of want to string them along a little bit.
Or it's a restaurant supply company.
Yeah, or just things where it's like, oh, so you don't even know what business I'm in, what my specific part of the retail community is, but you want to lend me a whole bunch of money. Like, you don't know anything about my business, but you suddenly want to lend me a bunch of money. This feels like a bad way to run your business of loaning people money, to not even investigate who you're offering money to. But this one's the worst. This is the dumbest. Like, so now I'll definitely never do business with you, even if I knew what company you were.
But you don't know. Maybe you'll be doing business with them because you don't know the company.
And you're taunting me? Like,
yeah.
You cold texted me. I said I wasn't interested. And now you're laughing at me? Like, this is... I don't even know what to... I don't even,
balls of that person.
I don't even know what to do with this. Like, what do you think this is going to do? Other than make me insane.
Well, would you like
congrats.
to publicly shame them by sharing their phone number?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, so every phone number you get for these things, because no one's identifying themselves.
It's all bogus.
It's all bullshit. Like, you can track this, but this phone number won't lead anywhere. 213-782-4979. So
Can you do it again, but in the style of a jingle?
No, I can't. That's again 213-782-4979. You can get in contact with them if you want to lock in your pre-approval before rates change for Q4. They can get you funded within 48 hours.
Also, I don't want to be a stickler for details, but we're a third of the way through Q4.
They didn't specify what year.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I know that fiscal years are different than a calendar year, but for us, our fiscal year is the calendar year.
Yeah.
So our Q4 is well underway.
Yep.
We are already ordering things for next Christmas. That's not true.
It's not true at all.
However, I was talking with an importer a month or so ago, and they were already placing their orders for Christmas of 2026. Because that's the way you have to do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Christmas and upcoming things, the podcast is going to take a little break again. Now, this time it's going to be, I don't know, like early November to late December.
Okay.
So what I'll have to do, like,
is this my Christmas gift?
right now, is turn off all the patrons for paying for November.
Okay.
But we'll still do 1 or 2 podcasts in November. Actually, this is technically a November one because it'll be out in November.
Yeah.
So there'll still be 2 in November,
Mm-hmm.
and then some in late December. But I don't want to turn off both months because it doesn't let you do a time period. It has to be a month.
Sure.
You have to turn it off for a month.
Okay.
And I was trying to get a couple of episodes in the can to fill the gap.
Mm-hmm.
And I have people who were willing to do it. I just never got around to it.
Yeah.
The clock is ticking. So, yeah, the podcast will be taking another break for 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
We'll be back in time for...
Weirdly, we won't even have a podcast that has a recap of how the Tiny Onion event went.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll be recording before that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The event won't have happened
by
the time we record next episode.
Correct.
Huh.
Let's assume it went great.
Yeah, everybody was happy.
Thanks, everybody.
It was wonderful. We'll do that future recap next week.
Okay, good.
We were contacted about doing a signing by someone, and there have been a couple of people that reached out to do events with us in November, December, and because I won't be around, I kind of just ignored them.
Okay.
So there's one specifically that I didn't read fully, and there was somebody who has some exclusive covers they did for some upcoming Image books, which in my head was Marvel books.
Yep.
But I didn't read it properly. It's not a fit for us. It didn't work out. But it turns out that the way most companies do exclusive covers is basically if you're willing to pay the price to have the number committed, like, God, what was the Batman Deadpool?
3,000.
Yeah, you had to order 3,000 of a $7 book.
Oh, I mean, they were charging you more than that.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. It was a ridiculous. It was.
Yeah, I'm gonna scroll through because you sent that to
cut
me, and
and
I was
pasted
just
to
like,
you.
"Holy shit, really?" Can I search in here? I guess I can.
But one of the ways you can keep the cost down, like for DC specifically for their team variants, they're saying, "Hey, we have this, Dan Panosian cover or this Paul Pope cover." Those are not actual creators, but
search this chat.
so the art is already done. But whenever you do a cover for another company, you have the option of
Oh man. Okay, so
finding the artist on your own.
Batman Deadpool.
Yeah.
3,000 copy order.
Yeah.
Costs were $12 for cardstock, $14 for foil.
That's cost.
That's
So
cost to the store, which is, I assume, all inclusive. Usually with a lot of, like, when you do an Image thing, for example, you're committing to a certain number of copies from Image, anywhere between, like, I don't know, 1,000 or so. Like IDW will do stuff where it's like 500 or 750 depending on stuff. Sometimes it's significantly higher if it's a licensed book. But you're also
the official
you're
code is MOQ for that
minimum order quantity. So you're paying for the book, but then you might also then have to pay the artist directly for the original art for the cover if the company doesn't have it in hand, or you might have to pay a colorist, or you might have to pay other people.
So it turns out if you pick an artist that like you could set up your own deal to pay them, because sometimes the publisher just wants the finished art, nothing else, just the art as it's done.
So usually, yeah, you'll have to. You were paying the publisher for a specific. She's using deadbolt, but she means the push bar. You're paying the publisher for the book itself, but then the cover becomes an additional fee, and like the plate costs and whatever. So the DC version is, here is the dollar amount per book because we are providing the cover art and everything else, and we're running this. But still, like $12, your cost means if you are a store selling this, you are selling your exclusive cardstock variant cover for a minimum $20. More likely 25.
Yeah.
More likely, and this is the sad truth of how most exclusive covers work, you're better off selling it for 30 or 40 because you are probably not going to sell 3,000 copies. You're going to have to charge significantly more for an individual unit because a bunch of those are going to go unsold, and you have a ton of money sunk into this stupid cover already. Like, if you didn't do the foil variant for this book, it is $36,000 that you have wrapped up in this thing.
So we're distracted because we're getting text from Molly Jane about store things right this second.
Right this very second.
So
just like last week when I was getting texts at a completely inopportune time where it's like, please, and even before that, the only time of day I will get a text from Molly on Thursdays is when I am otherwise occupied. I literally never get a text from her when I'm just like at home, answering an email or like watching a TV show. I get it when I'm in a movie theater, at a doctor's office, on a phone call with somebody, recording a podcast. It's like without fail.
It sounds like you're very busy, Dale. You have a lot of things going on.
And that's the thing. I don't think I am on Thursdays.
Well, so specifically with last week, when you were unavailable, she could just come to me.
Right.
In this instance, she's reaching out to both of us simultaneously. And I, of course, can't do anything. As we learned last week when I tried to just jump over to a different application at the end of the recording.
You turn off the recording.
Yeah. I didn't turn it off. It turns off when you...
Right.
It doesn't just keep going in the background.
So
what we're getting back to with these exclusive covers is the person that was reaching out to us was not an artist name we recognized, nor do we remember seeing those books solicited from Image through Lunar.
Right.
And that's because they are his own covers he's doing because he, met the minimums and did it.
Sure.
So,
which is, I'll do a little quick parenthetical. The weird thing about that, though, is I don't know if this policy changed, but Image had a policy. These are 2 Image comics. Image had a policy where you were responsible not just for ordering the minimum order quantity to get the variant cover done. You had to order copies of the main cover and then copies of issues 2 and 3 because they wanted to make sure that this wasn't stores just buying a ton of a number 1 variant and then not supporting the series going forward.
The way it went was you ordered your 1,000 copies of your cover, and then you had to order 50 copies of the A cover for number 1, 40 copies of the A cover for number 2, 30 copies for the A cover of number 3.
Right. Which, I mean, maybe this person isn't. They're just throwing them away. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they have a web store. Maybe they own a store. We don't know.
Well, they have a little logo on the back of their book.
Okay. So, for example, when we did do a Powerbomb cover, it was up to us to reach out to Dan Johnson to say, can you do this cover? And we had to pay him directly. We had to pay for him and for Mike Spicer to do the colors.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And when we were contacted by the people that do Never Wars.
Is it AMP?
Thanks, AMP Comics. Yeah, AMP Comics. They made it really hard to say no from a financial standpoint.
Right.
And we found the artist. We Jetta Lewis. We paid Jetty directly, and we still never made that money back on those covers.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what would make things way more cost effective, and this was a very long way to get here to a discussion that we kind of already jokingly had right before this recording, was if we just did the art ourselves. And then my question to Dal was, if you were going to do, you personally, W. Dal Bush, were doing the art for a store exclusive Image comic, what comic would it be?
And I said Spawn.
And I said, why?
It's because I don't like Spawn comics, so if I did a bad job on it, I wouldn't feel bad.
Now, you say things like that,
I do.
but
I did twice.
In fact, own a Dal Bush original Batman sketch.
Oh, yeah.
And I also own a Brian Azzarello original Batman sketch. And I thought, man, what if...
2 Eisner winners. I don't know if Brian's one of them Eisner.
But, you could take your Batman sketch, turn that into Spawn.
Yeah, I don't... I could draw a Spawn. It would be terrible. But the thing is, I wouldn't want to do a variant cover for a book I liked because then I'd feel bad. I'd feel responsible for what I was doing. With a Spawn cover, I don't care.
But your Spawn cover would be akin to the Tom King drawn variant covers.
Or the Charles Soule variants of things.
Yeah, but remember Tom King did a series of...
He did, yeah.
I think those would... I think it would work. I think that the novelty of one of us doing a store cover might be worth it, depending whatever book it is. Yeah, I'm not saying it's something we're looking into.
It's definitely not worth
but
it.
But I definitely wouldn't turn it down.
Yeah, I certainly, of all the things we could spend money on, a goof like that is probably not where I would want to invest our money.
Well, pipe dreams.
True, I love them.
That all being said, today on Kickstarter, a project came up that literally or legitimately has Patrick Brower art in it.
What's that?
It is a new Horseman collection.
Oh, that's right. I did get that email.
Yeah. So there's a new version, like a 56-page special. The retailer tier is pretty inexpensive. You get three copies each of 2 different books, so 6 copies altogether. But I only did one of them. And there's add-ons where there's the trade paperback for all the stuff I worked on.
Okay.
But that isn't a wholesale add-on. That's a retail add-on.
Okay.
Like the actual $25 price tag.
Oof. Okay.
So I supported the retail level on this one because it's very, very inexpensive.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's a new collection of work that I did 24 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's pretty funny because I am mentioned as an artist in the solicitation, but on the cover for that, because in the solicitation there's 5 credited creators.
Okay.
But on the book's cover, there's only 3 creators named, and I'm not one of them. For the first 3-issue Horseman series, I inked 2 of them, and the cover, all the covers, but interiors for 2 of the books.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if it was, and it may actually be, it may be a thing where I can reach out to Jibba and be like, "Hey man, can I get some more of these for wholesale?"
Sure.
I would definitely put them up on the shelf to sell them in the store.
Okay.
And even promote it as a thing that I did, bearing in mind that I did this back in the very early 2000s. But it's and I try to have a copy of everything I've done.
Fair.
B, when they do new printings or different printings, I have to get them. And we talked about how I tried to get the Hero Squared book from Boom, but they wound up not using any of my inks. They just shot all those covers from pencils, claiming they didn't have the inked versions anywhere. But you had the color versions, where the colors were colored off the inks. Anyway, but then Boom just put out the collected Zombie Tales. I bought that because I did art in Zombie Tales.
Sure.
And I had the single issues. Now I have the trade. Actually, is that down? It is down here, but
yeah,
I have a box in storage of all of my work.
Oh, should be in a safe deposit box.
It should be
belongs in a
buried
museum.
in the ground because it's like gold. That's where gold comes from, right? The ground.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was kind of neat. It doesn't have a huge connection, and like the art's not great, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
In fact, when the creator was looking for an inker, I suggested somebody else who they hired and then fired.
Oof.
And then just said, "Won't you do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, fine, I'll do it." Like it was a bidding war. It was hard to get me.
Twist your arm.
But no, I did enjoy working on it, and I thought I meshed really well with definitely one of the 2 artists that I worked with.
Cool.
That was neat.
Something that had come up recently. ICV2 did a little thing on Chicago's Goblin Market, and it's part of a series.
Hits and misses? What is it called?
Hits and misses.
Yeah.
You had done it, I think, with Jim McLaughlin before.
Yeah, it was Jim McLaughlin's thing that he did for a while, and we did it way back in the day.
Patrick's good friend David Harper is doing it now. And
Dal's one-time breakfast companion, David Harper.
Sure. We had a good breakfast together. I enjoyed meeting him and his wife.
Shout out to David and Amber.
Thanks, guys. But anyway, the article
everybody.
is with the owners of Goblin Market, and it's basically the hits and misses thing is kind of like what you've learned in your time running a store.
3 things you did right, 3 things you did wrong.
Yeah, to really get a sense of like what's worked for your store, what hasn't, what mistakes have you made, what things were you ahead of the curve on or whatever. And one of the things they bring up is kind of the idea of community events. And Goblin Market's been open for a couple of years, and they've done it. They have a huge community space, and they've really tried to make their store into a really welcoming atmosphere and engage a lot of different kinds of customers.
And they succeeded.
But a couple of years in, they're kind of looking at some of the events they've done, and more the idea of, when you're starting out, you really want to try and do as many events as possible. And, reading that, I remembered that was Challengers as well. We took a swing at a lot of different things. We didn't know what events would work for our store. And really, you're kind of trying anything to get the most amount of people engaged with what you're doing. You're starting from scratch, so you need to do anything you can to promote your store. So, like, we did early day stuff like pumpkin carving, and we did, coloring contests. And somebody recently had dropped in the store for the first time in a long time, and they brought up that at the New 52 launch for DC, we had apparently done, and I had no recollection of this when they talked about it, but afterwards I'm like, I guess I can kind of see it. Some sort of contest where we were like asking people to like name members of the Justice League, and like it was kind of a knockout elimination contest where we just go through the group, and if you couldn't name somebody when your turn came around, you were out, and then moved on to the next person until you were left with like one person who could name the most members of the Justice League. And we would do contests like that and stuff like that. I remember when AVX came out, Avengers versus X-Men, we were doing a contest with like Chicago Comics.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
or when Saga 7 or 13 did a midnight release.
Sure.
And we let people in the store early, but we couldn't sell the book until midnight.
Right.
So you just started doing like trivia contests or things like that.
And I mean, we did a huge midnight releases for stuff like the last Scott Pilgrim book.
Yeah.
Like, that was massively attended, way more than we thought. We did, like store takeover kind of stuff. We did a lot of things. And even outside of that, we would do, crafting events, and we would do
art classes,
gift wrapping, and all sorts of weird, like, all sorts of stuff.
Letter writing.
Right. And we stopped doing a lot of that stuff because what we found out was that, one, the engagement wouldn't necessarily be where we'd want with some of it, so you just move on to the next thing. But even the things that were well attended, frankly, don't necessarily bring in a lot of money. And while they're valuable for like introducing your store to customers, once your store ramps up to a certain point, you're basically just providing free things to people who already shop at your store. And the amount of not just finances, but mental energy it requires to plan and execute those events is non-trivial. And again, it's especially hard when your store's up and running, because that means you're doing way more stuff. In the early days of your store, you might not have as many demands on your time, so it's easier to say, like, well, I'm going to, I want to allocate my time to this event just to draw people in because I need people to come in. I need them to find my business. Hey, I just got a text message. It's Alan Baker reaching out. We previously approved challengers for business financing, business capital, financing capital. All we required is updated statements to get the funds capitalized. Again, this is somebody I definitely want to be in business with.
Well, at least I gave you a name.
Every minute of every day. So it was interesting reading an article from another store that's kind of in an earlier point in their life cycle than we are. Challengers open for 17 and a half plus years. Goblin Market 2 years. And seeing a lot of the same things. We're like, you kind of unfortunately reach a point with a store where maybe those sorts of big events feel like not as good an investment financially or, psychologically as they would have in the beginning. And I thought that was a really interesting, like, how every store seems to kind of go through that, where your store gets known as like, oh, we do all these events. And then it's like, no, we still do events, but we don't do all the events anymore. Right. We've pared it down to maybe we only do 1 or 2 things a month. Maybe we don't do, readings for kids every single month. Maybe we don't do art shows every single month. Maybe we don't do, we cycle through different ideas.
Well, speaking of cycling,
Mm-hmm.
it's specifically that point when we were brand new,
Mm-hmm.
we were reading where Brian Hibbs from Comics Experience in San Francisco was saying how he's really tapered off of the events, and how, when he was young and hungry, he did events all the time, but now it's just everything we just said.
Right.
And we read that and said, yeah, maybe for you, Guy, but for us, we got to do
We're
these
young
events.
and vital, and we'll always be that way.
Well, I mean, I think we knew more of it. Like, we have to do these events. We
Sure.
have to get our name out there. We have to do all the things.
And also, like, we still have this in us where we get excited about things.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get an idea for something, or someone comes to you with something, and you're like, shit, that sounds awesome. Just today, we got an email from a creator that we love that's been in the store a bunch of times that we do great with. And we knew they had a new book in the works, and that book now has a date in 2026. And they're like, hey, we're already thinking about launch events. And
I mean, to be fair, the second I was told about this in
Yes.
person, I said, we're doing a thing for this book.
We were very excited about what we could do for that.
Yeah.
And so now that's becoming a reality, and it's going to be more than just like a book signing. It's going to be a whole thing. And so,
You may, if we do it on a Saturday night like we think we're going to do,
I'll have to come in, Patrick.
No, you may have to worry about the shape the store is in Sunday morning.
No, I mean, I think based on the event and the type of event, I think it's good that I be there.
Sure.
As I might be designated to be there. Is kind of what I'm thinking.
Oh, I plan on being out of my mind.
An active participant in this event.
An active participant.
Highly active.
That is exactly what I'm going to be.
So, it's maybe, like, I don't know that I want to portray us, and certainly I don't want to speak for Goblin Market, but I don't want to portray us as being, like we've grown out of events, but the kind of, the need to be coming up with events isn't something we do, but we kind of pick our shots a little bit more now. We'd rather do something not just to like fill space on a calendar, because one, we don't have the time or energy for it. Two, I don't think people need us to do that. Like the idea of a store as a third space is a big deal, but we're not required to constantly be coming up with ways to occupy our customers. I don't think people are asking us to do that anymore.
Well, luckily, a lot of them have found a way to do that without yours and my specific involvement.
True.
Which is wonderful because they still get this sense of community and friendship and a group of like-minded people they get to hang out with whenever they want to. And it's not on us, especially since neither of us live as close to the store as we used to.
True.
I was almost going to say that, we did most midnight releases we were allowed to do. And the very last one we did, nobody came to.
Yeah,
but also it was like, was it a New Year's Eve one or a Christmas? It was a weird.
I mean, the weather was not great.
Yeah, it was a winter one, but I want to say it was like, I don't know, maybe it was January 1st. Go back and see the last time a Wednesday was January 1st.
I'm not going to do that, but let's assume it was not a good time.
But also we didn't mind doing those because we could go our separate ways and then meet up at the store at like, 11:50.
Right.
But now it's so much of a
haul.
Yeah.
But the other thing is like, so two things. First, on the midnight release thing, it's weird that that's not really offered to us anymore. I don't know what upcoming book I would think of. I mean, obviously, Batman Deadpool would have been a time to do a midnight release.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't seem like that. I mean, Marvel didn't offer it for Deadpool Batman, so I can't imagine DC's going to offer it for Batman.
What
Deadpool.
if we ask them to do it?
I guess we could.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping us. We could ask them if we can do like a midnight on November 18th sort of thing, which then invites the usual like, oh, wait, is midnight November 18th or November 19th?
Okay, but also we can't do that.
Right.
Never mind. I got excited for no reason.
But then, so the other thing is like for the first few years, we were doing Christmas Crisis.
Yeah.
Which was a huge thing where we would be open from 11 a.m. on December 23rd through like 5 or 6 p.m. on December 24th. We'd be open all night. And the first year we did it, it was huge. Tons of people came out. It was a blast. We hung out like, great. And then typical challengers, like we did it year 2. Attendance wasn't as great. Year 3, I don't know if we did it year 4. Like,
I don't think we did.
We definitely, like, 1, we got old, and 2, it was just like, what are we doing this for? Like, again, you weren't making any extra money off of it. You were open and, you're playing video games in the store at 4 a.m. and you're dead tired. And for what? The only people that walk in are drunk people who are just like, why are the lights on? Why did the door open? I was just pulling on the handle. Like, is this what you want to do?
I do lament every year. Is like, man, what if we did like a one-off? But also,
I said to Molly Jane the other day that I miss it only because literally the best sleep I get the entire year was Christmas Eve to Christmas when we would do Christmas Crisis, because I'd be up for like 30 hours.
Yeah.
Because
it depends on who had it open.
Well, that's the thing. Like we didn't do shifts or anything. We would just be there.
Yeah.
So like the odds are you got up at 9 a.m. on December 23rd and you probably didn't go to bed until 7, 8 o'clock at night. Christmas Eve. So,
and that's if you didn't have to go do family stuff.
Right. So you're up for like 30 to 35 hours. So when I would go to bed December 24th,
and it was all just sugar and caffeine and pizza,
I would sleep until I would get like a good 10 to 12 hours of sleep. And it would be like coma sleep because I was so exhausted, nothing could get me up. But I would get up Christmas Day and it was rejuvenated. It was like a whole new Dow for the next year. It was great. I had to be exhausted beforehand, but
sure,
that was how I did it. So I think about that sometimes. I'm like, oh, I'd like to get that back. I'd like to exhaust myself in that way. But I could just do that at home.
Every year I think about doing 24-hour comic book day again.
That'd be interesting.
And by hosting it, I don't mean doing it, because we got smart in the last couple of years we did it, and we scheduled employee shifts.
Yeah.
We would
be there for the overnight part, and then we would probably just go home. Or like we would go home and then come back in the morning or whatever.
But like specifically, I remember we had teamed up. Like I started the day and left at 5, and came back at 10, and then left again around 4. But the other people would come in at different points.
Okay.
So like at the one overnight shift was like Ashley and Gina.
Okay.
And then Gina and Lizzie.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of staggering. And then we'd be back to close the next day,
Sure.
or one of us would. Mainly you, because it was Sunday.
I don't remember, but yes,
It was
sure.
always Saturday to Sunday. I do remember specifically 1 year we got complaints from some of the artists because 2 of the artists did not stop chattering and giggling the whole time.
Mhm.
To which I thought, that's part of the fun of
Yeah,
this.
that's why you're here. Like, you
Yeah.
could do this at home if you want quiet.
Yeah, you don't want it dead quiet in the middle. Like, you want people to like keep you awake and keep you moving. And then
Also, put headphones on then. I don't know.
and then like that person not doing it the next year because one of those people was back, fine. Like, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
But at that point, and it was 12 years ago now, 13 years ago, there was a TV show I used to like a lot called the IT Crowd.
Okay.
Some people call it the IT Crowd. It's IT Crowd because it's IT.
With a group of friends, I recently watched a movie that Chris O'Dowd was in called Frequently Asked Questions About Time Travel.
Yeah.
It's got apparently terrible reviews and was legendarily cheap to make.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Oh, all right.
It's cute.
But it turns out that there was, quote unquote, a 4th season of IT Crowd, or a 5th season, or whatever. It was one 45-minute episode as opposed to 6 20-minute episodes.
Okay.
So I found out about it during 24-hour Comic Book Day. Ashley Riot was the person who had mentioned, like, oh yeah, it just debuted in England like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how did I not know this? And
Yeah.
it was me and Lizzie at the time.
Sure.
So I immediately went and looked for it, torrented it, downloaded it, and we watched it in the store.
That's great.
And that was it. That's what they went out on. A subplot where Jen meets a barista who is incredibly talented. So Roy wants to get coffee from the same barista, only to get a handicapped barista instead, who did not do nearly as good of a job. And Roy felt he couldn't complain because the person was handicapped.
Okay.
And then Moss was doing a video gaming group, a video channel for his gaming group, where it was terrible and had no charisma until he wound up wearing women's pants. And women's pants gave him all this newfound confidence.
Okay.
And it charged everything he was doing.
Wow. Okay.
What was the Douglas plot? I can't remember. It wasn't him killing his wife, right? That was still this previous season. Anyway, that was a thing that I remember from a 24-hour Comic Book Day. Also, one of the meanest things I've ever done, which was great, was my good friend Luke and I, whenever we would be out on a night of the town, it was always a contest to see who could go the longest without having to pee.
Uh-huh.
And I usually lost.
Okay.
Luke was like a camel.
Weird.
But we decided to do it during Free Comic Book Day because he was one of the artistic participants.
24-hour comic day.
Oh, yeah, sorry. 24-hour Comic Book Day. One of the days.
Sure. Comic book day.
And I remember Luke, because the free 24-hour Comic Book Day would start at 11 a.m. and go to 11 a.m. the next day.
Okay.
And I remember Luke at 7 p.m. just coming up and being like, all right, fine. You know what? You win. You win. I don't know how you lasted this long. You win. I have to pee right now. I'm like, oh, all right. And then he comes back. I'm like, dude, I peed hours ago. I just didn't tell you. He's like, what? I was holding it this whole time because I thought we were in a contest. I'm like, we were in a contest. You won.
Yeah, a while ago.
You won a while ago. I think I peed twice.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what I remember. But of course, I remember Mike Norton's The Curse.
Sure.
I remember a lot of things, but those stood out. But also, I remember being significantly younger.
Yes, that's the big thing.
And being able to do those things with, I don't think my all-nighter days are over.
Mm-hmm.
They're just really long in between.
Yeah.
But it's not a goal. It's if a situation comes up, we'll do it.
Yeah, I don't want to make it sound like it was compulsory that we did all these things originally, but the way we were coming at it was more like, what do we have available to us to promote the store? We'll do it. Now it's more like, well, what are things that we can do without affecting how the store is doing? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's more about protecting the store and the ability to do the weekly store things. When before it was like, any risk is worth it. Like, who cares if we have to... Like, one of the things about 24-hour Comic Day that I would be reluctant to do is, we put folding tables in front of every rack. And it's like,
Yeah.
holy shit, we would lose all of our sales. Like, you couldn't shop. That would suck.
Yeah.
That was real easy to do when the amount of business we were losing was substantially less than we'd be losing on a Saturday or Sunday now.
But now having to disassemble sidekicks for the weekend,
Yeah.
not just for like a 2-hour event, but for the weekend.
And even then, like, okay, so let's say we just put a smaller number of artists just in sidekicks. Well, okay, one, you're missing the atmosphere that we were trying to build.
Yeah.
Because it's not really in the store. You're just off to the side. You're in a back room. But the other thing is, so now kids can't shop in sidekicks for all of Saturday? Holy shit. That's not great.
Yeah.
That's when a lot of families come in, is Saturday, to buy books for kids. So, like, that becomes an issue now of what to do these fun things. How are we diminishing what the store can do on a regular basis? Because that matters a lot now.
We also had to run all over the city borrowing tables and chairs from people
We did.
because we had, like 30 artists.
Right.
And at any given point, we could handle, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 12 artists on our own.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, we would have to borrow a lot of stuff. And then, yeah, we'd either have to take apart sidekicks or ruin the store. And yeah, I don't know that I want to do those. So yeah, that becomes a consideration for any of the kind of bigger, weirder things that we would do in the past is, it can't hurt the store.
We had a school kid and a young adult,
Teenager.
late teenager,
High
school student, who some of you may have seen his QR code on the front counter asking to fill out a survey about subcultures in your life and how it relates to comics. But he'd come in to do like the final interview for his report, and he was asking a lot of things about catering to subcultures, building community, and how it's done. And it made us go through a laundry list of the things we had done, like we had done earlier in this episode, and basically reminded us all the things we used to do, but how much work it was.
Sure.
And how much less we're willing to do that, because I think we're a lot more precious with our personal time now.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything you do as a store owner comes out of the same allotment of time. Can't get more time,
Yeah.
And considering how much of that time has to go to just the weekly store maintenance kind of things, doing orders, unpacking orders, working with customers, pulling club, shelving books, cleaning the store, working with vendors, paying bills, on and on and on. Even on our day off, both of us were working on stuff.
Yeah, so after physical therapy today, I came home and immediately had to start getting to work on a bunch of different things that had been in the pipeline, or things that just popped up, or things that had a time limit to them. And you reached out and said, "Didn't you want to do a movie today?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do, but I need to get this stuff done before I can go."
Yeah.
And then when I get home,
there's no time to sit in the theater watching trailers. Trailer time needs to be home time.
Yeah.
Working on these emails that need to get answered right now.
And then while I was at the movie, half of those things had follow-ups that now all need my attention.
Right.
That they're put on the back burner until we finish this episode of the podcast, and then I can get back to that and do that, and then start editing this.
So yeah,
it's like, all this on my day off.
So that then is the bigger pressure on being able to do those sort of events, is we didn't have those demands on our time 15 years ago. The distribution channels were completely different. The amount of product we had in the store was different. The amount of customers we had was completely different. So, you can sort of say like, oh, we grew out of it maybe, or like we got too old for it. But like one of the main factors is just it takes so much more to run the store now, because the store needs more of us than before.
Yeah.
And that's not in the 2025 everything's more difficult way. Sure, yes. But it's just the store's 15 years older than it was when we were doing these things, and it's 15 years more complex and doing 15 years more business. So that is the priority, and then whatever extra time we have left is where we allocate towards, maybe we want to do this event, or maybe we want to try this thing out. And so, yeah, there's less of that extra time essentially to go around towards things that are not week to week crucial for the business.
There is a thing I wanted to get done for the store that I'm probably not going to get done. There's a bunch of projects I have stacking up, and I keep buying the supplies for them, but then never getting to them.
Yeah.
And I came up with one more that I've been wanting to do, but I figured out how to do it not the easiest way, but the most cost-effective way.
Okay.
So I spent time on Tuesday morning doing that and getting what I need with the plan of either doing it Tuesday afternoon, which I immediately abandoned, or trying to do it on Wednesday, immediately abandoned that as well.
Okay.
But like the supplies are there, but it's just my time.
Sure.
And it may wait till next year.
Yay.
So the ideas are there, the materials are there, these jobs stack up, and I just have to get around to them.
Sure.
And I will do them all in my very same half-assed, let's just dive in and get it done methodology.
What's the worst that can happen?
Because I'm good at that, evidenced by what I'm doing with my bathroom ceiling right now. But those are all projects for another time, not right now. Thanks for listening.
Keep reading comics.
This has been Contest of Challengers. Thanks for listening. Keep reading comics. Challengers is located at 1845 Northwestern Avenue in the Bucktown neighborhood of Chicago. 773-278-0155. Keep up to date with new releases and events at challengerscomics.com. And help fund this podcast at patreon.com/challengers.